when does the Dubai came into your mind?
Financially, I was not having any difficulty.
Warlike situation is there. Okay, you have a wonderful life in the Big Four, and you might be the partner in Big Four and all. How are the few starting days looks like in Dubai?
You feel that the grass on the other side is always greener. It is only when you get to that other side then you realize how much greener it is.
Could you just elaborate that journey from the UAE, like Dubai to Houston?
Dubai is generally considered as a place of our dream place for many to come and then settle down.
So, Mr. Balram, you have your own podcast channel called Business Unplugged. So, how being to other side of the mic, and how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, no, I think it is quite interesting to be interviewed or to be considered for podcast. Yeah, as you mentioned, I've been doing it with my clients to bring their industry-related matters or information, so that other people who are in that industry will get benefit out of it. And this is also interesting for sure.
We love to know your journey from the start and all. So let's go to your back journey. Let's go to 2006, where you were in the Osmania University doing your graduation or something like that.
Yeah.
So when does the Dubai came into your mind?
Yeah. See, I did my graduation from a college called Nizam College in Hyderabad. Okay. So that was during 1998 to 2001. Okay. So that time I was never thinking or never had any idea about Dubai for chartered accountants. I started a CA course only after completing graduation. I did my articles from PwC in Hyderabad. Only after completing the course and becoming member, because of an invitation from one of my friends who got an interview option or opportunity to attend it in KPMG in Mumbai. So he told me that I got this, do you want to come along with me? They can also take your interview. So then I joined him and then went along with him. So they took interview of both of us, and in the interview itself they confirmed that both of you are confirmed to come and join us. So that is where the journey of Dubai started for me.
So since that journey you explained, but how are the few starting days looks like in Dubai? Right now, many people are struggling with these factors and all. So could you just highlight at that moment what kind of struggle you faced?
See, I think when you're coming out of your country, so it's not only the people difference that you have, but also the cultural difference that you see. And the kind of work environment that you see also could be different. Language, of course, food habits, culture, many things could be different. Fortunately with Dubai, the differences are lesser because we have a lot of Indians living here, working here, a lot of Indian food is available, restaurants are available. So that way it was not completely different, but only work-wise, because here the kind of clientele that you have or the kind of infrastructure that you have is a little bit advanced compared to Indian standards. So that was the kind of difference that I have seen. But it did not take me long time to adjust towards that environment or work culture. About 3 to 4 months I took just to settle myself. And then afterwards it was easy for me to continue. But one difference what I noticed more for audit side is that the response from the clients. In India, auditor is considered as someone who is like superior to you or who is more important for the clients. So that whatever auditor generally asks for in terms of information or documents, they generally give. But here it was not so. The kind of treatment that you get back then, not now. That time, because audit was not mandatory for many companies. So getting the audit done for the books was not like the requirement of the client, but was the requirement of auditor. That's how it used to be, irrespective of wherever you're working in or what kind of firm you're working in. So that difference or that change was a shocking thing for me. That took me for some time to digest and then get used to. Otherwise, it was.
Speaking of challenges, in 2008 there is a financial crisis were there. Then 2020 there is COVID is there. Then 2026 the warlike situation is there. So you saw all the variation over here. So what made you stay over here, and the people who are right now going back to the country or something like that, what made you stay over here?
Yeah. I think 2008, I did not feel too much about that recession because I just started my career after qualification, so I did not have too many obligations. And since I was working with Big Four, so the market impact was not much on my profile or my work also. But by 2020, when COVID started, so by then I started my journey into entrepreneurship. I came out of the employment and then started my own businesses and practice. So when COVID happened, that was of course, like many other entrepreneurs or professional firms had the challenges, we also had our own challenges. Fortunately, the clients' support was continuing, and the support from the employees also was continuing during COVID, because of which we were able to sail through that without much difficulty. Yeah, we had our own challenges, but it was manageable. There were different concerns which any other firm was facing, but we were able to get through that phase without much difficulties because of this cooperation that we received from clients and employees. And now, of course, since it is not many days that we are into this situation of uncertainties in this region, we do not feel that impact yet. It only depends upon how long it is going to continue. If we come out of this soon, I don't see bigger impact for longer period. We may have impact for short period to some extent in some industries, but we may not have for long term. But if this situation is going to continue for longer period, then we'll have to see how the things will unfold and then impact will be there in different industries. Yeah.
Speaking to your firm, you just introduced during the conversation. So, how's your experience during the initial days, and how difficult it is? Like people are might be telling that okay, you have a wonderful life in the Big Four, and you might be the partner in Big Four and all. So, what made you start your own practice, and how was the initial days in the practice?
The purpose of coming or objective of coming into practice was to have more flexibility and freedom, and be able to provide whatever kind of service that you want to provide to your clients, or the kind of impact that you want to create. So that freedom is what I wanted to, because of which I started my profession into the practice. But before starting this, I had another business also. So financially, I was not having any difficulty to take the decision of getting into practice, right? So after getting into practice only, I realized how difficult it is going to be. So you feel that grass on the other side is always greener. It is only when you get to that other side, then you realize how much greener it is. So initially when I started the practice, I was not having any client base. Since I was working in the industry for about 3.5 years before getting into practice, I did not have my own clientele. If you are working with audit firm and then moving into your own practice, at least you have some people whom you know, you have been providing services. Here and there, you can get some clients when you start your own practice. But in this case, I did not have that. And since I worked with Big Four firms earlier, so I was never into this business development side to get the clients and all those. So it was a completely different scenario for me when I started my profession into practice. I struggled for about 6 months to 1 year. I used to feel shy to approach people. I cannot ask my own people because of this shyness and whatever. To approach to new people, I did not have any team. I did not have any experience of handling smaller clients. So all these challenges were there. So I had to patiently work on myself first and start building a little bit of team to be able to showcase that you can deliver the works, and then slowly try to reach out to people and then start getting the clients. So I had different kinds of difficulties or challenges when I started practice. I think only after about 1.5 years, then I started getting the clients properly. And then over a period, VAT was introduced into UAE, then I got more clients. Until then, I had struggled for about 1.5 years, which I mentioned about.
Such an inspirational. I think those who are looking into the quitting their job and starting the journey, this could be the turning point for and motivation from the Balaram sir, I think. Speaking to your firm, I think your firm has an existence in UAE, in Oman, in Hyderabad, of course, and Houston, Texas. Could you just elaborate that journey from the UAE, like Dubai to Houston, how it goes?
Yeah, so Dubai, because I started my practice here, of course, this is the place that I have to have my own presence and team. Plus Oman, because it's next country to us, and it makes sense for us to have our presence in Oman also, because we had clients who are asking, who are having their presence in Oman, so they were asking for the services in Oman also. That is where we started that. It is not a full-fledged office yet, but we have our presence through our associate firm there. And back in Hyderabad, of course, we have our back office there. We used to provide services to clients in Hyderabad also through this firm. But over a period, we decided that we want to just have it as a back office only. But now, because we joined hands with SBC and I became partner, and then we have a greater presence there in Hyderabad also through this SBC arm. So where we have about 200 people working in Hyderabad, it is a full-fledged practice in Hyderabad also, with a branch office in Pune and Mumbai. Yeah, so soon we are working on expanding our presence to other cities in India as well. And then Houston, of course, because I'm from Hyderabad, so we have a lot of friends and clients based out in US, and then having their back offices in India, and want to get into Dubai through their own business networks. So for me, it makes I did not have to think too much about having our own presence in Houston or US also. They have offices in US, back offices in India. Also want to get into Dubai to extend their presence. So US, India, Dubai. That's how I have my place.
Nice, such an interesting story to know. But one question is always eager to ask you. Like, you have a spectrum auditing, you have a SBC taxation, okay, you have a being your own podcast, okay, you are being part of a Toastmaster, you are being the founder of the taxation society and all. Where the energy is coming from, and when did you get a time to sleep at?
Just to add to that list, even I'm a committee member in the ICA also.
Interesting.
So yeah, so business front, I think you don't have any choice but to spend your time to be able to expand it. Correct. SBC happened because of corporate tax introduction here. The SBC was based out of has been a Hyderabad firm, but they were also looking to expand to outside of India. And that time when I met Mithilesh Reddy, so he expressed his interest to expand into Dubai, and then CT was introduced, and transfer pricing was one of the services which not many firms in Dubai were providing. So since I've been here for many years rather, and another partner Navin also has been here for many years, and Mithilesh has been into this transfer pricing service for many years in India. So we thought that it is going to be a good combination if we come together and then establish that here as well under SBC brand. So that is where we started that. And in that, I don't have to spend too much time. Okay, being a partner, I had to utilize the network that I already established to be able to connect to these services of transfer pricing. So I did not have to spend too much time, what I meant to say is. And for other roles that you mentioned about, they require little bit of amount, not too much. But the other role which I mentioned about ExCom member, that demands a lot of time. It's only the interest and intention that you have to do something, and not only for yourself, but also to the people around you and to the fraternity that.
Okay, speaking to the UAE, you have been to UAE. You have been seeing the VAT changes, like in 2018 VAT is there, and 2023 corporate tax is there. Now invoicing is there. You have been part of the taxation journey of UAE. I feel like you've been privileged. And how you tackle the situation in the practicing also, that keeps on practice modes, and the shape of the practice going to change every time. So what's your view on this?
So I think for CA professionals as such, it is a welcoming thing that UAE government is also looking at various options of other compliances and all because of various reasons. So that is an opportunity for us as professionals who are into this chartered accountancy and related services. When I started, there was no taxes, as I mentioned, back in 2015. Only in 2018 they've introduced, from 2017 whatever. So it was new thing for us also to learn and all. The businesses here are also were looking at that as a new thing to implement properly. So we had to learn. So in India, we have done various tax compliances and other services. But since I was into Big Four, so in Big Four you get to work on only specific services largely. So I was into audit, so I was doing more of audits and less of taxes. So here then, I had to learn the taxes because they were releasing the law and then executive regulations and then guidances over a period. So we got enough amount of time to go through it, understand it. We had a lot of events conducted by ICA chapters and various other forums here. So through that, we were able to get into it properly and then educate the clients also, and then implement them properly. So when you are there from the beginning, you know a lot of things about the law and the intricacies of it. So likewise, even we had ESR, Economic Substance Regulation, AML, then we have corporate taxes now. So when you are there from the beginning of the introduction of those laws, you will have a lot of clarity and then hold on those laws and the implementation part. So it has been quite interesting journey, to say so, and also interesting journey in the form of getting more clients and having more business for professionals like us. Yeah.
Speaking to your journey and the learnings you specifically mentioned. So right now, say example, right now people who are watching is like younger, 24 years qualified chartered accountants who are in Hyderabad or Chennai or any part of India, or right now in Dubai also. How you guide them?
Yeah, I think so. Dubai is generally considered as a place of our dream place for many to come and then settle down, work here. One thing is that here you get to see businesses who have presence all across globe. So the kind of exposure that you get will also be like international exposure that you will get. And here we follow IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards. So that exposure also is a little different. And of course, when you're in employment, salary generally, when you compare with Indian salary standards, is little higher here. And no taxes on individuals. So that is also one of the attracting points for people to look at Dubai. But for the situation now, Dubai has been always a preferred place for many. At the same time, if you are doing good in India and you are happy with the kind of employment that you have, a job or practice that you have to look at it and see what is your preference before you take a decision to move to Dubai or to any other place. So if you are happy and if you are able to do the kind of works that you wanted to do and then earn the amount of money that you wanted to earn, you'll be happy with that and then continue with that. But if you're not happy with what you're getting there and you want to get a bigger exposure that is different from what you're getting in India, then you can look at it. But if you're getting into employment, you better make sure that you're coming here during the right period, because there are some months during which you don't see any opportunities coming up. During that period, if you come here and search for the jobs, then obviously you may not get right opportunities to get into. So that is one thing that you have to look at. And you also need to do some research before coming here. What the kind of profile that you have or experience that you have, will that be useful to come here? Do you have enough opportunities to be able to get into those profiles here or not is what you have to look at it. Other thing is that you also need to look at kind of qualifications or certifications that you can look at, and make sure that you're doing those certifications or courses before you come here, so that they will be helpful for you to look at, or for you to demonstrate that you have little bit of understanding of the laws here, a little bit of experience of the work here, so that the employers will be comfortable to take you. So when you have people who are coming here with those certificates versus people who are coming here without those certificates, then obviously you have that upper hand when employers look at your profile. So these are a few things that you have to look at before planning to come here. At the same time, some employers or some consultants try to hire people from other places or outside India, directly from India. That time it is important for you also to look at the profile of the company, profile of the consultants, whether what is offered to you is genuine or not, and what is offered to you, is it in the market range or not. So that kind of background check also is important for you to look at, and be comfortable with that before coming here. That is about the employment side. On practice side, of course, you have to do all those things what I mentioned about, and you also need to look at the financial comfort side, because for employment, the moment you come here, you have this salary coming in, but for practice side, you don't have that. So it takes some time to get the clients and then get the revenue started generating for you. So you have to have enough amount of financial support to be able to survive for that period. At the same time, you also need to see what kind of service you want to focus. How do you want to position yourself? Do you want to focus only on one service line and you want to go aggressively into that particular service line only? Or you want to come into a general practice of providing all services and then slowly develop? So it depends upon what kind of service you want to do or how you want to position and all those. And based on that, how much period or timelines or time you have to have your financial support and all those. Yeah.
Speaking to financials, could you just highlight the biggest financial mistakes that the youngsters are doing, or anything which has happened during your journey or you looked at? So could you just highlight any biggest financial mistakes or something?
I think financial mistakes, having commitments larger than your own income source, or the appetite that you have. So that risk balancing is one important thing that everyone should look at. If you're into employment, managing within the salary that you get is more important than taking more loans and then having more credit cards and then exposing yourself more than what is your risk appetite or what is your capacity that you have. Because you're outside of your own place, outside, if you're in Dubai. So having this exposure and not able to make this good will push you into other legal difficulties or problems. That is something that you should look at. But at the same time, having the plan of, especially for people who are planning to get into the practice, having enough amount of time to support you financially is more important. Sometimes I see that people start their practice and soon they realize that they are unable to generate the revenue in time and they don't have financial backing or support to continue further, and then they suddenly shift to employment. So when you are continuing employment, you have a different edge compared to when you are into practice and then getting into employment. So you will lose that momentum of employment if you're into practice and then get into employment. So those things that you have to plan properly. As I mentioned, financial support to be able to do that is very, very important to see. You have to have enough amount of cushion to be able to see that revenue coming in and becoming successful.
Interesting. I think majority of people are facing this kind of issue, and this help will definitely help them. All right, Balaram sir. So last one is like a rapid fire round. You need to answer in one word or one sentence, something like that. Okay.
All right.
So let's go ahead. So Dubai or Hyderabad?
Dubai.
Oh,
Yeah, Hyderabad is our Janam Bhumi.
oh,
Dubai is our Karam Bhumi.
nice, pretty well.
Dubai.
So, biryani at Karama or biryani at Hyderabad?
It is always biryani in Hyderabad.
Hmm,
Nothing in comparison.
nice. So, CA exam. What strikes you about the CA exams?
Discipline.
Nice. What is the most interesting question ever asked to you by the client?
I think clients start bargaining about the fees without discussing about the scope.
Oh my God. Then, Dubai corporate tax, VAT, or e-invoicing?
Corporate tax.
Oh, MS Office or any accounting software?
MS Office or CS.
Okay, nice. Any one word or one sentence or something message to the larger audience you wanted to give it to you?
About one word, which is inclusivity or inclusiveness, which means, so if you think people around you are part of you, or if you think your employees are part of your family, then you always think about good things for those people also, right? For your own family, you always think good to do for them, right? So likewise, if you think your employees are part of yourself, or your fraternity is part of yourself, or whom you are dealing with are part of yourself, then you always think to do good for them. So that's what I feel about. So it is inclusiveness is what brings a lot of changes in the way you look at things and people. Yeah.
All right. So it was wonderful talking to the Balram sir. So this is your host Sanket. You are watching Dubaikar, and Dubai में सब possible है. You just need a right guidance like Balram sir. Thank you so much.